So let's get into this top games of 2021. So we're gonna start off with number 10, and I guess I'll go ahead and open up first with it. But for number 10, my top 10 games of 2021, number 10 was Biomutant. I
Oh
thought that it was
man.
decent game for what it was. I feel like when I look at my catalog of games that I got to play this year that actually came out this year, um, it was one of those games that caught a lot of flack. You know what I mean? Like I rated it pretty damn low when I first got it and was playing it. But then I saw like some of the changes and things that they made on it to like upgrade it, and they did that shit pretty quick to try to give it a little turnaround. I did think that the world looked really dope, and they had a lot of cool ideas and stuff like that. I think they could have definitely implemented a few things a lot better. But I think that had I just like gotten it like right after that little upgrade or whatever, I probably would have spent some more time with it. Maybe if they kept adding things to it, I would definitely play in that world. But they kind of made it so that it was kind of like a one stop type of thing. It was just like you play it and then you're done. At least for me, that's how I felt. But yeah, man. So I thought that it wasn't like the best of the best game. That's why it's at number 10. But I felt like because I did put time in it and I did like the ideas of it and stuff like that and how I played, that it should at least get a spot on my list. So
Yeah, you
what
really, you
about
really, you really enjoyed that game, man. I struggled to
yeah, I
get
mean I
into it,
have
but I know
fun.
like you really liked it.
Yeah. I mean, once you got past like some of the quirks and stuff like that, you know what I mean. It was I put time in it. Like I enjoyed
Yeah, I
playing
hear
it.
you.
I
I
definitely
hear
think
you.
they could have done things a lot better, but that's why it's at number 10. But what about you, Mark?
So at my number 10 is Back for Blood. Man, I had high hopes for this game, but it did deliver on most counts. The first count being fun. This game felt like a true, Left 4 Dead game. It played buttery smooth like the previous games. The guns felt very weighty and realistic. All the guns felt different from each other. Some shooting games, there's like one OP gun, but I felt like this game did a good job at making guns good for certain scenarios. And the customization in this game was incredible. There's like a deck system where you can unlock and earn cards, and as you progress through the levels, you get more cards. So the longer you play, the stronger you can kind of get to kind of match the difficulty and the encounters of the game. So this game was really good. It would have been much higher on my list if they would have had mods, because Left 4 Dead 2, that's a game that I still play with cousins and family and friends. We play all these crazy Disneyland mods. We play Lord of the Rings mods. There's just all these cool mods, but this game doesn't have mods, so that was kind of a letdown. The longevity of this game, I don't really see it having that long life like the previous iteration of the game had. But I have high hopes for them. Who knows, now that they're owned by Tencent, maybe they have some monetization, or maybe it's going to go free to play, and maybe who knows. But this is my number 10, Back for Blood.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I do think like that was one thing we were talking about when you played it. I was wondering like it doesn't seem like there's longevity, and you're like there really isn't. And you mentioned mods and how you thought that would add longevity. And yeah, I do think that's its biggest flaw. Like it looks like a lot of fun, but it's a short fun. It's not something you got to keep playing all year long. So,
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, man.
All right, Ray,
okay,
what you got?
well, my 10th favorite game this year. This was tough for me, man. It was hard picking number 10 because I mean I played quite a few games and like it was tough. Like I played some good games this year, but my number 10 favorite game. So I just want to say this isn't no slouch. Like I really enjoyed this game, and like even the game that's like 11 and 12, I enjoyed that you won't get to actually hear about. But I really enjoyed. So my number 10 game is Kenna.
Nice.
That's my 10th favorite game of the year.
Damn, 10
So
though.
yeah, it didn't quite deliver my highest hopes, but I think it was a great entry for that studio of Ember Labs. Like I'm really, really impressed with the visuals. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really impressed with the fluidity of the world. Like the world's very fluid. You move through it very well. Um, it's adorable, like a movie. Like it's well written in that regard. Like you see the way they have those little Brock guys like interact with you, and the way
Mm-hmm.
they interact with the world feels very, smooth and professional, like a Pixar movie. I just don't think that there was enough depth for me in the combat or the RPG elements to really get me like mad crazy excited. The exploration was pretty straightforward and simple. So where it was strong, it was very strong, and then where it was weak, it was kind of pretty weak for me. But I just want to say, like, it's not like a broken game. It's not a flawed game in any way. It's very polished. I'm really impressed with what they did for their very first game ever. Like, very impressed with the polish of this game,
Yeah.
and it's so well polished that it's verging on triple A quality in its polish, in my opinion. So like this game is got incredibly beautiful visuals. The little rock guys are absolutely adorable. I think we were right to pick it for best art direction this year. Although I do think there are indie games that are better than it this year, in my opinion, because it won
Mm.
Indie Game of the Year, and I do
Right.
think there are some indie games that are better than it this year. But it's really really good, and I do think if any of you played it, you enjoy your time with it. It's just not doesn't quite got the depth to make it like a masterpiece, in my opinion. Like
Right.
amazing. So Kenna, that's my number 10 game this year.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a solid picks. Yeah, I mean, I definitely played Back for Blood and I enjoyed it to an extent, but I'm not really like a huge like zombies shooter type of fan and whatnot. And of course, I wanted to play Kenna, so those were definitely some solid picks.
I love you, me.